If this is you, if you've ever watched her scroll through old pictures like it's a ritual, a quiet self, torture session she doesn't invite anyone to, then maybe you already feel it. That pit in your stomach when she laughs a little too loud at a memory, and you catch the hesitation in her eyes, that look she can't hide. The one that whispers, I should have done things differently. Maybe this hits closer than you expected when she stares at her phone, thumb hovering, and you know she's debating something she'll never say. The little cracks in her smile, the way she pauses mid-conversation, like she's rewriting her past in her head. You've noticed. You've been paying attention. The nights when she can't sleep and you hear the faint shuffle of her thoughts, like ghosts dancing in the dark, and somehow you're the witness she can't erase. And you feel that tension. The moments when you think she's happy, really happy, but there's this undercurrent, a tug, a shadow, a tiny tremor of regret she carries everywhere, like a secret tattoo etched into her soul. Maybe it shows when she hesitates before texting you back. Maybe it shows in the way she remembers the exact day she screwed up over and over. You remember the nights you've sat quietly, wondering if she's thinking of you the way you can't stop thinking of her. You remember catching yourself, heart thudding, imagining the words you'll never speak. The what ifs that curl in your chest and refuse to let go. You've felt that ache, the one that comes when the room is too quiet, when your mind screams louder than the world. She has this habit, small, almost invisible, but you've seen it. The way she tucks her hair behind her ear when she's nervous. The way she bites her lip when she's remembering something she promised she'd forget. And you know she's haunted by it, by him. By mistakes, by memories she can't unlearn, by the weight she drags behind her piece by piece, like a shadow that refuses to leave. And here you are, sitting there, watching, feeling, waiting, thinking you're the only one who sees the storm behind her eyes. But the truth, she's tangled in it herself. The regrets, the things she wishes she could erase, the questions she's too scared to ask, the moments she wishes she could live differently. And it's bleeding through, in the way she sighs, in the pauses, in the glances that flicker too fast. If this is you, if you've ever wanted to reach out, but held back because you feared the truth, the raw, messy truth, then you already know. The question isn't if she's haunted. The question is, what happens when her past finally catches up in a way she can't hide? Do you want to see what that looks like before it's too late? Look, most guys get this all wrong. They see a woman's past and they think it's a weapon, a story to scare them off. Or they think she's broken because she carries it with her. That's not it. Not even close. The truth is quieter, harder to see if you're not paying attention. I've watched it happen. A friend of mine, younger, keeps pushing, keeps asking questions she doesn't answer. He thinks honesty is about digging, about exposing the past like it's some hidden treasure. But here's the thing, the past isn't a trophy. It's a weight, and if you try to handle it the wrong way, you'll just snap under it. She carries ghosts, not because she wants to, not because she's weak. She carries them because she's human. Because some nights, long after the world is asleep, the memories don't let her rest. That's when the regret shows, not in big gestures, not in drama, in the tiny things, a flinch at a song, a pause in a sentence, a look that disappears before anyone notices. I remember seeing it once, sitting on a porch, sun going down, the kind of golden light that makes everything look softer. She laughed about something that shouldn't even be funny. Then her eyes flicked away, that little shift, imperceptible to most, but I saw it. That's the moment her past brushed against her, a memory she can't shake. And I thought, if you push, if you judge, you'll never hear the laughter. You'll only see the shadow. Most men think fixing her means controlling her past. It doesn't. Respect her space. Respect the silence. Real strength isn't about forcing clarity. It's about holding steady while she sorts through it herself. That's a masculine principle most guys miss. Calm. Presence. Not judgment. Not speed. Another thing, her history doesn't define her now. A mistake yesterday doesn't make her incapable today. That's a truth you can hold on to when all the insecurities start whispering. You see, a man who knows his value doesn't fear her past. He respects the lessons it brought her, and he knows that patience, attention, and quiet understanding are far more powerful than words or pressure. If you get this wrong, you'll spin yourself in circles. If you get this right, you'll see the real her. Not the echoes, not the fears, but the woman who's been through it all and still shows up, steady, honest, whole. And the funny thing, when you stand steady too, she always notices, this isn't complicated, but it's rare. Most men run. Most men judge. You don't have to, you just have to be the man who stays. The apartment is quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that presses against your ears and makes your own heartbeat loud. She's sitting on the edge of the couch, knees pulled up, blanket half off, hair messy like she's been running her hands through it for hours. The window is open a crack. Cold air bites the back of her neck. She scrolls her phone, but not really. Eyes distant, fingers brushing the screen without care. She stops on a picture, a memory, a laugh she thought she'd forgotten. It flickers in her eyes for a second, then disappears. She bites her lip, hard. You can almost hear the crack in her chest. I shouldn't. She whispers to herself, almost like the walls might answer. But they don't. You can hear the fridge humming, the distant car engine outside, her pulse in her ears. She remembers him. A day in the park. Summer. He'd held her hand too tight. She'd laughed to cover the hurt. She still smells it sometimes. His cologne, the grass, the sun. She hates herself for remembering, for letting it seep back in. A knock at the door. She flinches. Not because she's scared of who it is, but because her mind already ran through a dozen past scenarios. Conversations she had, conversations she didn't, the words she should have said, the ones she can't take back. You'd see it if you were there. The way she wraps the blanket tighter, the way her foot taps on the floor, faster now, impatient, anxious. Her thoughts jumble. Him, her mistakes, the what-ifs, the little betrayals. She shakes her head as if shaking herself awake. She sits back, sighs, long, tired. You can almost feel the weight of it settle in your own chest. It's not anger, not exactly sadness, just heaviness. The kind that clings, that makes you remember every slip, every regret, every if only. Then she laughs. Quiet, small, nervous maybe. It doesn't reach her eyes. And you know she's trying to convince herself, or maybe you, that she's okay. But the memory of it lingers. That day, that mistake, that shadow in her own mind. She won't talk about it. Not now, not ever. You'd want to reach out, say something, anything. But you don't, because some things can't be fixed with words. Some things you just sit with, silent watching, feeling it with her, feeling the echoes. And in that pause, that tiny, messy pause, you understand. Her past isn't gone. It's here. Not loud, not cruel, just present, lingering in the quiet, in the cold air. In the way she touches nothing and everything at once. A lot of guys think if her past haunts her, it's because she's damaged. That's the first trap. They see her hesitation, the way she flinches at certain memories, and they label it like it's a problem to fix. But it's not broken. It's human. I knew a guy, younger me, actually, who kept asking questions she wouldn't answer. Kept pressing, trying to understand her past so he could feel safe. She stopped laughing around him, stopped sharing little things. And I realized he wasn't protecting himself. He was erasing her. Attention is cheap. Respect is priceless. You can sit with her shadows without needing to pull them into yours. Another belief, that her past is a threat to you. That somehow, if she remembers him, remembers mistakes, she'll forget you. That's not it. One night I watched her stare at an old photo, lips twitching like she wanted to smile and couldn't. And I understood. She wasn't remembering him to hurt me. She was just human. You don't lose her. You lose your own presence. If you're distracted by fear, you forget the quiet strength of showing up every single day steady. Then there's the idea that silence means rejection. That if she withdraws for a minute, she's shutting you out forever. I've been there. Texts left unread, long pauses in conversation. My mind raced, creating storms, until I remembered sometimes she's sorting the echoes herself. Doesn't need an audience, doesn't need me to solve it. And that's okay. She's alive in her own skin. You don't fix that. You witness it. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. Most of the time, these beliefs sneak in quietly. They make you push, chase, panic. They make you forget the rhythm of a human heart that isn't yours to control. Being present is harder than being anxious, harder than demanding answers. But it works better. It's slower, messy, but it lands. And slowly, if you pay attention, you see it. She's not haunted in a way that hurts you. She's haunted in a way that needs space, patience, and the steady presence of someone who can hold himself together while she sorts her own pieces. You can't erase the past. You can't rewrite it, but you can be the one steady enough to stand beside it, not above it, not beneath it. Just there. And in that, you don't lose her. You find yourself. This is what he understands. Most men get caught in the noise. They see her hesitation and think it's rejection. They see her pause and think they need to fill it. They see her past and panic. He doesn't. He watches, listens, waits, not because he's passive, because he knows presence beats pressure every time. He's been there. The moment she flinches at a memory he doesn't even know the details of. Most guys would lean in, demand clarity, try to fix it. He doesn't. He sits back, breathes, lets the quiet do the work. Strength isn't loud, it's steady. It's showing up without needing proof she notices. This is how he leads with presence, not pressure. One evening, she got quiet mid-conversation, eyes distant, fingers tracing the rim of her cup. He wanted to ask what's wrong, most would have, but he stayed, sat, let her thoughts move through themselves. She didn't need words, she needed space. He gave it. He knows that chasing is a trap, that fear-driven actions never land right. One night, she didn't respond for hours. He didn't text again, didn't overthink. Instead, he focused on himself. Read, walked, made his own presence valuable. He knew that missing her for the wrong reasons would only weaken him. Centeredness over chasing. Clarity over confusion. He notices the small things. The way her hands twitch when she's thinking. The quick inhale before she talks about something she regrets. The brief smile that flickers then disappears. Most guys miss it, get frustrated, or think it's manipulation. He sees it for what it is, human, messy, alive, and he meets it the same way, steady, real, not demanding. He doesn't pretend to fix her, doesn't think he can erase what haunts her, but he can be the calm in her storm, the man who doesn't flee when shadows appear, who doesn't shout to light the dark, who doesn't need her past to disappear to feel safe. This is what the 1% headman knows. It's not about controlling her. It's about controlling himself, about being solid enough to hold presence while she sorts the echoes she carries, about patience over panic, clarity over chaos, strength over noise. And when she finally exhales, when her walls soften just enough, he's already there, not pushing, not claiming, simply standing steady, simply being the man who doesn't lose himself, no matter what her past brings forward. He's sitting on the edge of the bed. Morning light slants through the blinds. Dust motes float like tiny ghosts. He can feel the tension in his shoulders, the tight knot in his chest. Memories flicker. Her laugh from 2 nights ago. The way she flinched at a word he didn't even mean. The half smile she gave when she caught him staring. He exhales. Hard, something snaps. Why am I bending for shadows? He thinks, for echoes that aren't mine. His hand drops to his lap. He notices the small things, the rough calluses on his fingers, the steady thrum of his heartbeat, the way his eyes catch the sunlight on the hardwood floor. They're real, he's real. Not a ghost, a whisper in his mind, I deserve more. It's quiet, terrifying. Honest, he stands, bare feet on the cold floor, breath uneven. He doesn't call, doesn't chase, doesn't overthink. The weight lifts, a fraction, but enough. Enough to know he's still here, still whole. For the first time in days, maybe weeks, he feels it, the pulse of his own presence, solid and undeniable. And he knows some things aren't meant to break you. They're meant to remind you who you are. She stares at nothing, fingers tracing the edge of a glass. The hum of the fridge, the scrape of a chair across the floor. Memories hit like blows, then fade. You've watched, you've waited, you felt the pull of her ghosts against your chest. But here's the thing, you're still standing. Breath deep, heart steady, presence unshaken. She can carry her past, you carry yourself. And in the quiet, in the pause before anything else moves, you realize this truth. Your worth was never hers to define.